I smiled at her, then she kissed me on the cheek. That made me feel happy again. But then I remembered I hadn't told Gran about my memory loss.
Gran, I forgot to tell you something. I can't remember anything from before I moved here.
My grandma looked shocked.
Are you sure? I mean, you were such a bright girl. You had the most amazing memory.
Yes, I'm sure, but that's why you have to believe me. If I could remember my previous life, I would. Trust me, Gran. I promise I wouldn't lie about this.
She just stared at me for a moment, and then she hugged me and kissed me on my forehead.
I don't know what to say. I know you wouldn't lie to me, but I still feel like something is missing. All I can do is hope that you'll find your way back to us.
I nodded and Gran left the room. I went outside, eager to get out of the house and go somewhere quiet where I could think about what happened. The sun was shining and the air was warm. George was playing outside with his friend and I joined them.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, George. What are you doing today?
Playing football.
Cool. Can I join?
Of course. Come on.
We found some friends and played for hours. It was great fun. When we finally ran out of energy, we came home and had our dinner. Afterwards, we all sat down to watch TV. For once, I was looking forward to watching a show with my family. The program was about a man who could see into the future. I watched intently, thinking about what my grandma had said earlier. The guy in the show predicted that a plane would crash very soon. He was right. It crashed within minutes. There were screams and people running everywhere. I shut my eyes and covered my ears, but I heard everything anyway. I jumped up from my seat and ran out of the room. I bumped into my grandma.
What's wrong?
What's happening? What's going on?
Dad came into the room.
What's going on?
Turn off the TV.
No, I want to hear what happens.
It's bad, John. Someone has to turn it off or they'll go mad.
Leave it on.
I sat down on the couch and stared at the screen. My dad came into the room and turned it off. Everyone looked at me.
What's wrong?
I can't remember anything. Not since we moved here.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I need to find out.
If you're sure, where do you want to start?
I stood up and walked towards the door.
Wait a minute. This is a big decision. Take your time and think carefully.
My dad looked at her for a second and then he nodded.
Okay. We'll leave you alone to think about it. But we're not leaving until you decide.
I nodded and then they all left the room. I sat alone in the living room and closed my eyes. As hard as it was, I had to try to remember what had happened to me. I spent hours sitting there. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't remember anything. It was like it was all wiped from my mind. Eventually, I got tired and decided to go to bed. I climbed into my old bed and lay there trying to sleep. I rolled onto my side and listened to the sounds of silence. I tried to focus on sleeping, but it was difficult. Suddenly, I remembered something. I knew exactly what happened to me. I remembered what I'd done, and why I couldn't remember anything else. My breath hitched in my chest and I woke up. I looked around and saw it was still dark outside. I checked my phone and saw it was late. I sat around for a few more minutes before going back to bed. I felt relieved. At least now I knew the truth.